Hey guys, it's me. It's Queen Osetta Haru, and I'm coming to you with another exciting edition of Ask An Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit that red subscribe button and smack the bell. Okay, so today is Friday. You'll notice that I'm dressed. I'm fully dressed. I'm usually in a sarong or something, or a bathing suit or something crazy. But I'm dressed. I'm getting ready to go out. I go out on Fridays, if at all possible. And today's talk is about that, actually. It's about time management. Because I got a lot of messages from Aquarius yesterday saying to me that they can't get anything done. And they're like, what do we do about time management? How do we fix this? So I'm going to give you what I do. I've been doing this for 2 years. I did not know anything about this until I started teaching my English classes and I started working with Koreans. And Koreans are really good with time management. So I had to keep up. So I had to find something logical that made sense for me that I'd be able to keep up. So some of you, this will work for you. Some of you, it won't. So some of you who really want to try, please try it. And those of you who do try it and it doesn't work for you, this is what works for me. So maybe you need to tweak it or try something different. But this is my idea of Aquarius Time Management 101. Now, I did this because I learned about Pavlov's dog. Anybody who's had first year freshman psychology in college knows about Pavlov's dog. Basically, the dog was trained with a bell. Pavlov was this guy, and he trained the dog to salivate when it heard a bell by using food and what he called conditioning methods. So what I learned is that you can condition yourself in a positive way, So what I did was I conditioned myself to be on schedule, because that's not easy for Aquarius. So this is the first thing you have to do. You have to create a daily schedule, whatever that is. And it has to be realistic too. I see a lot of people who fail at this because they create an unrealistic daily schedule. They give themselves too many things to do. Like, okay, I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week. I'm going to work 5 days a week. I'm going to see my kids 5 days a week. And like, they got all this stuff in it, and it's more than 24 hours worth of stuff to do. And I'm like, that's not realistic. You're not going to be able to do all that every day. So it has to be realistic. If you're doing something like a normal, realistic kind of schedule, 3 times a week exercise, once a week see my mother, something realistic. Don't set yourself up for failure. So the first thing you have to do is create a reasonable agenda. Every reasonable agenda should have 30 minutes to an hour, 5 times a week. That is for your spiritual and mental, emotional self. So every day, 5 times a week, it basically is every day. We're going to do this on like a normal schedule, assuming that you're off on Saturday and Sunday. Most people are off at least 2 days a week. So whatever your Saturday and Sunday is, those are going to be plugged in as your days off. So your days on, those 5 days on, you should have 30 to 60 minutes for yourself. I don't care if it's 15 in the morning and 15 at night, 30 in the morning, 30 at night. It's better to have 30 to 60 minutes. And in this 30 to 60 minutes, what you should be doing is journaling, reading, praying, meditating. This is your time to work on your spiritual and emotional self. So you might be doing something in a book, a self-help book, something like that, something along those lines, praying, whatever the case is. So you have your time plugged in. 30 to 60 minutes a day is yours. And the time that you're off. So in this case, Saturday and Sunday is your time. Do not plug anything into these slots. So the Saturday and Sunday slot should be wide open. The 30 to 60 minutes a day, you put it in wherever you can fit it in every day. So if it's 15 minutes in the morning, you get up 15 minutes early to do it, and 15 minutes at night, go to bed 15 minutes later to do it. That could be fine, okay? Then in between that goes everything else you have to do. So your 15 minutes, your 30 minutes is in the top. Then you have to shower. You have to get yourself together. You have to go to work. Everything should be in the agenda. Basically, what you do is you write in the time to start everything and the time to end everything. And everything that you have to accomplish during your day should be in there. So if you want to, you should add in exercise 3 days a week, somewhere in there, and whatever else has to go in there. Okay? Now you have an agenda. So people will say to me, okay, now I have an agenda. How do I follow it? Okay, now you have a reasonable agenda. You've done it yourself, your school, your work, everything is in it. Now you take your phone. I have an old-fashioned Samsung phone. I have 2 Samsung phones. One is my old one is the current one that I'm using right now. The old phone allows me to set as many alarms as I want to. So you can use a phone for this. You can use a reminder on your telephone. Verizon used to call me. They had this automatic reminder thing I set up, and it would call me and tell me when it was time to meditate. So you can use that too. You also can use a regular old alarm clock. And what you do is you put an alarm on it. That's why I use the phone, so it'll be with me. You put a alarm for when you have to start everything and when you have to end everything. So when it's time for you to start your 15 minutes, it should go off. When it's time for you to end your 15 minutes, it should go off. When it's time for you to start getting into the shower, it should go on. When it's time for you to get out of the shower, it should go off. So this is constantly going off when it's time for you to make a transition. And after a week, you'll pretty much have the routine down. After 2 weeks, it's going to start to get easier. After 90 days, it's going to be a habit. After 90 days, you're going to be used to when it's time to do this, it's time to do that, it's time to do this, it's time to do that. And you've trained yourself and you've conditioned yourself when it's time to do the next thing. So your body's rhythm will start to go with it automatically. You see? And you've also given yourself some time, like I said, some off time on Saturdays and Sundays in this example, that you can do whatever you want. During that time, you don't schedule anything. Like me, like right now, this is my scheduled nothing time. You know, this is my time when I can do a video, I can paint, I can do whatever I want during this time. So this is my scheduled nothing time. Because with me, I only get half a Friday off, all of Saturday, and half a Sunday. So all of that time that there is nothing for me, no work for me to do, no classes to teach, no readings to do, that's my time. I don't give it to nobody. I don't schedule anything to do during that time. I don't care if the block is burning down. I'm not putting nothing in those slots. So that's when you get to just do whatever you want. You get to rest, you get to swim, you can just do whatever you want. So you're trained for your priority times, and then the other times you're just free. Okay, so this could work for some Aquarius because it will give you free time, which we crave freedom, because whenever there's nothing going off, that's your free time. So we'll have your free time and you'll have your structured priority time. Now, I've done this for 2 years. I'm very used to it at this point. It's very easy at this point. At this point, even when the alarm doesn't go off, my body clock tells me, shouldn't you be doing something right now? And I'm like, oh, let me look. You know, because like sometimes I'll forget to turn the alarm on. That's another thing. You have to remember to turn the alarms on. So if I forget to turn on one of the alarms, then my body clock goes off. Like, isn't it time for something? And I'm like, let me see. And I look it up and see what my agenda is. I keep the written agenda itself in my Google Calendar, so I always know what it is that I have to do. And on the timer on the phone, it just says in the timer what it is. So 6 a.m., get up. 6:09, make first phone call. You know, it just says exactly what it is in a short form what I have to do. 8:30, go shopping. You know, call post office. You know, whatever it is I have to do that day. At night, the night before, I make sure all the alarms are for the next day and they're all labeled for the next day. So if you follow this, Aquarius, your time management will be on point. My time management is on point. The only thing that's a problem is the stuff that I don't have to do. Like the painting that's on that wall that keeps mocking me. That painting mocks me every day, you know? So it doesn't have to be done, though. It's not a priority, so I didn't put it into the agenda. I only put things into the agenda that are a priority. Things that if they don't get done, there's a penalty. There's no penalty if I don't finish the painting, except for it annoys me. you know? So my hobbies or things that don't have to get done, I don't put on the agenda. You can if you want to. You know, you could make a slot for your hobbies, you know, if you want to do that. I just don't, because I want as much freedom as possible. Because most of my time, 5 days out the week, is spoken for. You know, it's on that timer. So the time that I don't have to do anything, I don't want to have anything to do. Okay, so that's a good one for Aquarius. If you guys want to try it and test it out, go ahead. If you want to tweak it a bit, make it work for you. But it has worked wonders for me for the past 2 years. I've been able to teach my classes and maintain everything I've had to do, all my priorities, on time. One thing I'm known for is being punctual. So I'm able to, and unless something goes wrong, I'm able to be always on time. So those are some ideas for you guys that tell me that you have a problem with that. It's very common for Aquarius to have this problem. It's very common for us to have issues with time management. So if you take this particular idea from me, those of you that it works for, it could be very, very beneficial. And like I said, after a while, your body rhythm catches up with the clock. And it's easy. After a while, it's just habit. It's just easy. It's just like automatic pilot, you know? So that can help a lot of you that are having problems with your priorities and sticking to your schedules. Okay? See you guys later. Bye-bye.